Hello, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. This is Travis Semulin Sours bringing you a best of 3 traditional Kaldheim Draft. We're very early in the format. We did the preview event yesterday. I've done 1 draft on stream today, and we're here for our 2nd traditional draft ever. If you'd like to watch the drafting live, you can do so at www.twitch.tv/Semulin. All right, so Binding of the Old Gods is absurd. Is Nico good enough? Nico deals 2 damage to target tapped creature for each card you've drawn this turn. So I can make my stuff unblockable. This looks good, but like, is it better than Kill a Thing, Ramp You? I mean, this is like repeatable shocks in a format of hill giants. Meh, let's try it. Let's try it. I need to try this.
New worlds mean I get to learn so many new things.
You sure do. All right, so what are we going to combo that with? The Clarion Spirit actually seems like an interesting combo with it. But this is pretty good too, and I don't want to like get super married to this. I mean, you're not going to have to push too hard to get me to want to play blue. I really like blue. Yeah, it's probably worth a try. It's like a shock for a -1, but shock doesn't look like it's going to be great, but maybe it's a shock and I get to draw a card and gain 3 life. I'd play that. It's just weird to bounce your own stuff. I'm not quite ready to go really deep on this, but we can check. It can do more than shock. I'm just trying to look at what's the worst that can happen. There was a Demon Bolt there too. All right, we've seen this in play and it's really good. Like, there's some possibility I could be blue-green and splash the Nico if I want to. There's some possibility I'm white-green and just let go of the Nico. Because, like, this is a mana sink I can get behind. I gotta play a Hill Giant, fine, the whole format's Hill Giants. But if I get this after some stuff has died, I just make all of my creatures bigger. I like bigger creatures. And there's literally nothing competing with it other than maybe a Frostbite. All right, let's talk here, buddy. Okay. This is another card that I really like, and I wish I'd taken the Frostbite and the Demon Bolt, but it's okay. I know what we're doing now. We're doing this. We're going to play green-red. And we're going to make infinite manaliths, and we're going to win the game. So it took a minute, but we found our lane. That might mean that we're splashing a lot of stuff. That would be cool. This is awkward because I've got the Oracle that wants to go in a deck with Nico and the Clarion Spirit, and I've got the Snowland that wants to go in the deck with the Lityara, Glade Warden, and Savella. And I don't know which one I want to play yet. I'm not putting Glittering Frost in a deck. The Squash does go in all of them. Potentially. Yeah, sort of. And it's at least splashable. I think I like the Squash here. That does push me more towards playing green-red. But I think, and now here, I'm like, let's get us a Snowland. I think we're just getting in on green-red. Like, we can certainly say black is closed off, and it feels like blue is too. I would need to see something like a Raven here to be on board. Yeah. Look, take a look at this. So we can get green-red giants going. And you might be thinking, Travis, how can you get green-red giants going? This is a giant. Why does Fella and Warden need snow? They don't. They need green and red mana, which this gives us. And there's a lot of snow in green and red, so picking it now means that it'll pay us off later. When we start to see some of them snow cards, be like, let's get them. Hey, look, another giant. There's also a snow-covered forest, which I dig, and a Raven form, which I think is reasonable. But I'm going to gobble up the forest. I don't think 2-drops are that important. This dude gets us lands, right, if it attacks? Yeah, and it can get us a snow land if we have a snow payoff. I'm on board for that. I might play a random 7-drop, but I ain't looking for it right now. We could play Nico in this deck, but I don't think we're going to. These duels, like, even if you don't need snow, these are great. Absolutely great. There's an okay 2-drop. This went all the way around the table and would not be difficult for us to splash. It's kind of like trade your worst creature for their best creature, everybody discards, and then you reanimate your best thing. I think I'm going to take this with the idea that we might splash it and prioritize. Good morning, Aloy. There's an elf that comes into play and makes an elf token. And I think if we have that, like maybe 2 of those, I'd be pretty interested in these. And if we don't, I don't have to play it. This is another giant we could play. It obviously doesn't block well, which is not something I particularly like. But I don't have to play it. It does beat particularly well. But there's some stuff that can blank it, so this is another maybe. This is also a maybe. But I think we found our lane. Would really surprise me if I'm running this, but if I'm splashing, there's really no reason not to. And I can find a Glittering Frost later if I want one, and I don't think I do. Unlikely, but sure, signaling porpoises. It is a giant coward. That's playable, sure. All right, so we've got Binding of the Old Gods, which we would probably splash because it would ramp us and kill a thing. We've got Frostbite. We're not really looking to do a lot of boasting, but I found this card to be pretty good because it, like, if you draw it early and you need a 3/3, you got a 3/3. If you draw it late, 5 mana, the worst card you can ever draw is a Divination. So I think I'm on board for Bragi. We got to play with Bragi some yesterday, and it was pretty good. There's a blue duel, which we could play. There's no green card here for us. I suppose we could take Struggle. Yeah, this comes down to Struggle versus the Mire. And I'm not that sold on needing the Black Splash. And even if I do, I've already got a Black Source here. Technically 2, 3. I think we take the Struggle. I think we pretty easily take the Struggle. Because the Horizon Seeker in a swamp means I've got 3 sources if I even want to splash this. And I'm not convinced that I do yet. That Raven is probably the best card in this pack. And this is my favorite card, I think, in the set. What I'd really like to be doing is playing this and splashing it. But I think I'm supposed to take the Ice Troll. You can't really splash a looter. Well, I mean, you can. It's just not too bright. I've done it before. Do I want to do it here? Because I might. Let's talk. If there's some more blue going by, I might just be blue-green changelings. Yeah, all of a sudden blue is looking a little more good. Because we've got Switcheroo. This Yeti has been okay. I think we're going to take the Sculptor of Winter, which is already good with the 2 snowlands we already have. and prioritizes us to pick up more, and we're already in the market for more. I think the Black Splash is probably out. Like, I don't think that's happening. I don't think I have seen the 3 mana card drawer. Oh, wow. So how you feeling about blue right now, Mr. Travis? Because I think pretty good. I think we would be interested in playing those too, but I think I've just found myself very interested in playing Teamer. Because there's a second Raven. I'm going to have to really pay attention to the lands. But like all of a sudden, red is looking like a support color rather than a main color. And I can make this work if we're blue-green, splashing for squash and these. It's going to be a little ugly, but not a lot ugly. This pack is leaving a bit more to be desired. Spider's fine. The Sulphurous Mire is a snowland. I think I'd rather play the Sulphurous Mire even if we're not black. Because I need to be able to activate the Hawk and the Sculptor. There's a Bind the Monster. Like, this is premium removal. Spider for Reach. I don't want the Spider for Reach. I want to make sure that these cards can be activated. I need Snowlands to activate this. So this is, if this is a tapped mountain that I can untap or use to loot away other cards, we're good to go. Because like I'm close to being able to play 18 lands here. And as it turns out, blue-green was indeed the color that was open. Also of note, this is a giant. And so is this. I hope you enjoy your carrots. Tree seasons, eh? That could get us back the Sculptor, Savala, the Hawk, the Clone, and 3 lands. Come on in. It's a weird divination. Afternoon, Jim. This guy's just fine. So the main thing we need to look for is red sources. Because I don't have to play Burgi. We're probably playing this? This needs excess damage. Oh, this mana base is going to be a wreck. I don't know if I can fit this in. This will help. Yeah, if I'm picking dual lands out of the next pack, I think we're basically safe. Realistically, I'm probably cutting here and here. And I'm not passing another Raven, because if I need to cut most of the red cards except for the squashes, we can do that. These Ravens just win games. 18 lands is also very much on the table, with Burgi being basically a 5-drop. On solid mana sinks. That Volatile Fjord is very interesting to me. Because this is our one opportunity to get to play with this. But I need the Snowlands. Ooh, another Snow Duel. Ooh, a Maskwood Nexus. Ooh, an Avalanche Caller. I want all of these cards. But I also want to cast the cards I already have. Hello, is this an avalanche? I was not super impressed with Arnie. This is mostly a fight spell. I like enchantment removal, but I think just a solid 2 that can trade with things kind of cleans this deck up. Because now it's very clear that red is the splash. Kind of frost bites, but that's okay. This is a fight spell with a +1/+1 counter. I think that's better. We're at 13 creatures. Okay, we're in business. I'm kind of starting to get interested in Glittering Frost. We got our burb this time, so I think I can do nonsense like this. I'm not entirely sure I can run Agar, but I'd like to. I think I'm looking at 18 lands. So we've got the Glade Warden. I could use like one piece of card draw, but I'm probably not going to find that. But Bergie can cover that if we get to the late game. Disdainful Stroke's okay. Smashing Success may be something I'd want access to in the size board. I'm not realistically going to play that. I may just want another tapped Snowland. I really wish that was an on-color duel. It's not, but I think there's a strong possibility I just play that. I get 2 Glade Wardens. This is the dude we were talking about earlier, but I want 2 Glade Wardens, yo. This is looking stupid. Where did that other land go? Oh, it's hiding over here. Get in here, buddy. This is just Swords to Plowshares, right? Like, I'm not understanding that. How did what go 7th pick? The Glade Warden? I don't know. I'm gonna play Mountain. May as well be a snow one. This going all the way around the table is a little scary, because this is not bad. But I don't think we want any of that. I'd like to have an artifact removal spell if we need one. I love the new board. I'm sorry you don't like it. Avalanche Caller, get in, and we're done. I have a bit too much removal. That is not a thing that can happen in Limited. I suppose I could bring in the fight one if I want to. That's almost playable too. So I think we need one cut here because I do want to play 18 lands. Especially now. Bjorgi's probably over here. This is probably late. This is probably late. I need to cut one of these 4s. Which, I mean, it's probably just going to be this Yeti. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. And it is something that I could get back with the Tree Seasons, but... I think I'm pretty happy with this. Let's see how we can get our mana sources spread. All right, so we've got green, red. This is just red. This is red, blue. This is counting as a red source. This is counting as a red source. This is just green, and this is any color. So this is going to have us starting with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red sources, which is almost enough, considering I could sometimes find one off of the Seeker, and all of my red is relatively late. So how many green can I fit in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is what I'd like. I think I can fit another mountain in this too. Let's check. 1, 2. So blue's the hardest one. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can get 8 blue. I think I have to play 8 blue. Because I need blue early. And if I can get blue, I can probably find the other colors. This is going to be a little slow, but I think it's okay to be a little slow. Is 5 sources enough to splash 5 cards? That's a little scary for me. But I guess this is a good example of the test of how slow can you go. Yeah, with 2 Bind the Monsters, we certainly want blue early, and I want to be casting turn 3 Ravens as often as I can be. But I think we've got reasonable speed bumps here to slow things down, and then we've got late game mana sinks to just take over the game. I mean, it's essentially playing 3 colors, Goose. Fair. Let's see what we can do with this. Don't we have too much tap lands? Nah, format's slow. What's wrong with tap lands? I like to cast my spells. Maybe we'll poison them out. I want him to cast an enchantment on that before I bind it. Which I think they'll do for me. I think it's a deep format to draft, which as far as I'm concerned is a good thing. Can't block alone, you say? I mean, this is here to trade with that. That's what this deck is looking to do. Let's just play out our Flying Bird. Yeah, a lot of options. A lot of decisions to be made, both in the draft and the gameplay. I like that. Okay. So we're going to have to deal with that. I don't want to take another 5 to deal with it. That's incredibly awkward.
I'm a vampire! 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 I'm a vampire!
Thank you very
Look
much,
at the
Walla.
bear and how it
The
sits.
bear is adorable. You watch this. I don't think there's a realistic scenario where I can make them scared of Finn, but I'm going to try. I think I have to bind that and take another colossal hit. God, I don't want to take a hit that big. And the worst part is when they move it, it just makes my bird trade with these birds. Like, this is bloody terrifying. But the whole plan was Finn was going to trade with that, and Finn's not trading with that now. It's just going to kill me. Because I think I have to block this with my Raven. Oh, they're holding back. This is good news. This is real good news. This is where playing 18 lands really pays off, because now we can use this to make an even larger flyer. If they'll trade Finn for a flyer, I think I'm in business. There's a chance he's just going to get sandblasted, and I am A-okay with that too. No? Okay, cool. Business is good, and we're stable. What's up, Orcish? Rar. Okay, sometimes people have a wrath. Was not really prepared for this. Oh, I don't think you'd really want to use it on turn 3 very often, would you? Boop! Avalanche Caller seems pretty great to me, too. Boop! Yeah, I guess that's the advantage of it, is being able to cast it for 3 and then cast something else. Let's do our Stream Raiders battle. We can play around that Wrath now that we know they have it. I'm never going to play around a Wrath in the blind, but once you know your opponent has one, you can consider it. I'd like more card draw to combat it, but we're probably fine with what we have. Like, that was a pretty bad draw for our deck. We're playing 18 lands because we don't want to be stuck on 4 forever. Are we going to lose this fight? We may need more dudes. This is not looking good. I thought you guys were placing units. You didn't place any units. And now we're all gonna die. That's too many piters. Worst of all, it's taking forever and eating into my sideboard time. This is like the worst of all worlds. I don't think I want a Disdainful Stroke against them, even though it would be nice to have a counter for the Wrath. We died. Let's try that again. You gotta place some units, yo. I think that's really the big one, is do we want artifact removal? And we probably should. We probably should play the artifact removal. I think I'd rather have that than one of the squashes. And I don't think I want the Disdainful Stroke on the draw. I might want it on the play. Because on the play, they should be the one aggroing me. It's fine on the draw. I'd really like to have one more land, but we're playing 18, so I should be able to pull it off. I didn't really plan on Bergie being a turn 3 play. She could be with this hand, but it wasn't really what we were looking for. But it looks like she may need to be. They're mana screwed too. Alright, let's hope we mill a snow land. Because I bloody need some lands. Freaking non-snow land. Gosh darn it. At least we can get the burb. I could potentially get the burb and use it to fight that. And then be safe from other burbs. Yes, this is the legendary 3 Seasons hotel. I assumed there were only 2 seasons, winter and not winter. Oh, this is kind of rough, yo. Lure? There's not a lure in this set. This is super awkward. It's going to be a long time before I'm able to cast that. Read it again. That card isn't in the set. There's a target creature gets +1/+1 for each creature you control and must be blocked. But it doesn't say all creatures must block it. Which is a very different card. Easy mistake to make. I was a little bit too little too late. Unfortunate. That's a whole lot of 2 mana. Or Windrakes, basically. Finn doesn't actually look great here. I believe you made that mistake too, John. Have to be playing more equipments. They have to be. That wasn't a whoosh, that was me trying to tease John. Famous popular YouTubers made that mistake, and so did John. Get it? I was watching the set review when he made that mistake. It's an easy mistake to make. Because you want it to be that card, right? Because that card's good. But it's not Allure, it's a Provoke. It's still playable. It's like a bad Edict that deals a little bit of damage to your opponent. Like, they don't print unplayable cards anymore. Who wants to beat up birds? I guess not you. You see, I had a plan. That involved me drawing bloody lands. Specifically 18 of them. Why did there have to be rares? I don't understand. This makes me so sad. Three mana, 3/4 flash? What? It's impossible to not get a 2-for-1 with that card. Literally impossible. It's also impossible for me to draw a land. The worst part is knowing that I'm going to hit like 20 lands in a row any minute now. And so it begins. And I gotta be careful not to get too far ahead of them because they could have a wrath. But I suppose the good news is right now there's no chance I get too far ahead of them. So we've got that going for us. Huh. All right, so this literally doesn't do anything. I don't need another avalanche caller. Oh shoot, you're right, Tommy. I missed that. I should have double blocked it. Because there's no way they're killing the 1/3. I should have done that. I don't think this is drawing me anything relevant. So I think I just play the Yeti and try to pseudo-stabilize. We are taking 5 and like 6 in the air over 2 turns. It's going to kill me. But I could hit a removal spell. I'm probably going to draw that artifact. Yep. That's what I'm going to draw. This was going to be a squash, and then it wasn't. Alright, then Tree Seasons is going to have to be the play here. Literally, all of these would have been fine. This is rough. This is really, really rough. We are getting pooped on today. And most of the deck that's left is lands. Like, literally the rest of the deck is lands. I'm trying to decide if I'm supposed to throw that land at him, and I don't think I can. I think I've got to try to hold on. Because if they happen to have a removal spell for the red source, I'm just double dead. They get back this. That's it. Yeah, we're on draw and answer to that right now, or I'm just dead. That is so frustrating. I should have kept the Smash in. It's like they have to be playing more equipments if they're playing this, but I guess not. It could just be a 2-mana 2/2. Yeah, we've only got 1 turn to draw something, though, Haps. Haplo's dog? Is that a reference to the Margaret Wise and Tracy Hickman books? Hey, neat. We can get it now. That was a good series. I liked Haplo. And Zifnab, all of them. We're just dead. At least I can look with red-green. Do we have 8 mana? We don't have 8 mana. I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, this is just so embarrassing. A turn earlier and we're fine. Oh man, I hate not drawing lands. Wah. I don't want to have my first loss ever. What do I do? Don't play Smashing Success. Oh, we tie. Quick, click Glittering Frost. was the name of that series? I devoured that series when I was a kid. Deathgate Cycle. That's right, it was really good. I have very fond memories of that. I read a lot as a young man, presumably because there weren't internet-based computer games. Because if there were, I'd probably just done that. It's a really good one. I got interested in it because I read the Dragonlance stuff when I was very young. And then I think I was like a teenager when I got into the Deathgate Cycle, and it was still quite good. All right, let's do this. Yeah, we had to read Choose Your Own Adventure books. And we liked it that way. There's probably Choose Your Own Adventure books online, aren't there? I liked them too. They were great. God, do I just want a naked 3 seasons now? I guess it can't hurt. Maybe it draws some cards, maybe it doesn't. This is not where I've been wanting to draw this card. I'll put that back in the deck for you. I guess that's part of the draw 2, play 2 spells in a turn. I will never die. Sound the horns of Gondor. Squash. These are divinations. Turtle Dove is my comfort nostalgia author, but I'm kind of an alternate history nerd too. Damage would be dealt to creatures you control is dealt to that creature instead. Okay. I'll play Divination and draw lands. I don't have a creature to exile for this. I attack here, I'm just trading something for this spirit, which I also don't want to do. But it doesn't say damage to you and creatures, just damage that was dealt to creatures. We may as well get in for 3. So the last chapter of this is they reanimate something, right? But they don't have anything to reanimate. They need to get something dead. That's a way to get something dead. Hey, that's pretty neat. Just kill that. Do I need Finn in play? Not really. Problem is I'm still going to have a hard time racing all of these flyers because this is going to come back and be a flyer. But I don't think this is helping me. I wonder if I could get them to trade that fly. Nah, that's not a good trade either. It's a Scarecrow Angel Warrior. Maybe it found its brain. So flyers are good. This is a thing that we've learned. All right, so I can kill that. I don't think I need to go look for other spells this turn because I think I need to cast these spells this turn. If I Finn and kill that, I've got a good Death Touch blocker on the ground. And if I played the land, I could get another land here. And then again, the worst card I can draw is Divination. But I feel like I want to swing team here and see if they'll do some blocks. This is a little crazy. The edges do look a little jagged. This still leaves me with blocks for the ground stuff that I needed to block. And it puts me in a scenario where I might be able to race them, but unlikely. We can cash this in for a Divination next turn. They're not going to cast 2 spells this turn. That would, well, I mean, there's lines where they could. But I think we're stuck at racing, or trying to at least. All right, that got a little more interesting. Because I can use the counter on this to deal more damage. Like we just dealt an extra point of damage because of it. It's hunt the week, so we want to, like, if you can put the counter on something that can still attack, that's fine. If this wouldn't have killed it, we could talk about it. All right, so it's another bird show. It's entirely the bird show. So I need to be able to kill birds. That's basically all I need to be able to do here. So Finn's actually not looking that great. Three Seasons has been bloody terrible, but I played... Because it's supposed to be a late game draw is the problem. That's why it's looking so bad. You're not supposed to have it early. I'm trying to think of what else I've got that could kill burbs. And I was assuming I had something. I guess we could do another fight spell if we think the mana's going to be good enough. Because I got a lot of stuff that can kill a 3/2 bird. Well, I don't without the counter. I think I still want to try the fight spell. But I don't have a lot of things that can fight a 3/2 bird. I think I can still make use of it, though. Especially if they're gilding stuff, I could use it there. Hey, what's up, Bolus? I'm doing all right, man. How you doing? I'm grumpy I lost my first game in the format to Mana Screw in my deck with 18 lands. 18 lands, ladies and gentlemen. All right, all right, all right. All right. Everything's going to be okay. It's a nice, tidy little package, isn't it? I have not done any sealed. So all we need is a red source, and we've got a 2-mana kill anything. I'm pretty interested in that. I've already got a 3/3. This 3/3 enables the squash. So we kept a giant and a squash. Because I don't think the Yeti does anything, does it? I mean, I guess it blocks something, but so does this. This blocks something and turns my 6-mana removal spell into a 2-mana removal spell. And I'm probably going to need to kill some arbitrarily large bird in a minute. But the next turn we could go squash and struggle. Was there any argument for keeping the Yeti? Because realistically, like, bind was most of what they showed us. This is an instant, so we can save that. I think I probably do just play out the Tree Seasons again, even though I'm not particularly excited about it. I also have to do something about this because it'll just kill me. I hope this hits something. I didn't have any red mana. Hey, it hit 2 things. Neat. But there's enough red mana in the deck that we could just... Like, if I don't get red mana, we're losing the game. But, I mean... We're losing the game if I don't get red mana. Like, I can accept that. That's a rough hit. Because it's the hat that's giving it +2/+2 in Menace. But I'm going to have to kill it. But the deck won't function without all 3 colors, so I think I had to assume I was going to draw it. So any damage I deal to this creature is dealt to that one. And then they're going to presumably reascend it as a flyer. But I don't think I'm supposed to sit here and wait. I think this feels like a let's clock them with some damage, yo. Seems good to me. I will do 17 land draft reviews. Okay, that worked out a little less good than I was hoping. I may have goofed there. We're not going to talk about it, though. You know what happened? Okay. It didn't matter. I forgot this had vigilance and didn't even notice. I wasn't looking at the board state. I was thinking about how great Avalanche Caller is. Because it is pretty great. And 17 land draft reviews. I don't know that I'm necessarily ready to start doing those yet. But I do frequently do those. But I think they were going to get me anyway with this. So this is preventing 2 damage, but I'm dead anyway. I don't think there's anything I can draw that matters, because I could double block. I could block these 2 and still be dead. It still seems like it's mostly flying stuff that matters, although that equipment's pretty good. And this saga was better than I thought. We do know that we have a confirmed Skull Raider. We can play around that a little bit. Now all of a sudden I'm interested in the Death Touch blocker again. I should probably just cut this 3 seasons. It has not been good, but I've been drawing it too dang early. Yeah, get out of here, 3 seasons. I probably don't have that much time to durdle. We'll do the Stream Raiders after this. I want to make sure I focus up as much as I can on this game and don't make those mistakes again. Good old RNGesus. This is really the worst luck I've had with the deck getting lands in a long time. Which kind of baffles me. Yeah, we do want 4 lands. The rest of them can get pitched. I think I'm okay poking here instead of looting. Foretell is a great mechanic for Screw. How? I think it's an interesting mechanic for sequencing. It doesn't really do anything for Mana Flood or Screw. Kind of sucks. But we do what we gotta do. Which is draw a card, apparently. I'm definitely down with that. Like, there's no reason for me not to just kind of sit and chill right now. Because this is currently my plan. Like, they're probably going to suit the helm up on the flyer. I think I can beat that. That kind of sucks. But you got me. I don't think there's a reason to mill myself for one. Is there anything I want to squash? Not really, because we can just activate this, right? It needs 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It needs 8. So I need one more turn and we can start doing that. We took the Saga out. Dang it, Bobby, I was using that. That was my plan. All right, we're going to have a different plan. Okay, this plan's working so far. I can get them with excess damage, but better just to like pew pew. That might be better as the horn if they deal with my shenanigans. This make for lethal attack, I think, is good. So do I want a 3/3 or do I want every card I draw to be a divination? This board kind of just wants a 3/3. I guess if they Wrath, I would want a divination, but I don't need to play around that. I shouldn't need to play around that. Cue the Wrath. Like, provided they don't have a Wrath, I can cycle through lands. It's fine. We can do a fight here and here to take care of that, and then attack with the ground pounders. That seems fine. I mean, I guess I can attack with the ground pounders first. I could also attack with everything if I want to. Well, I can't quite attack with everything, but I could throw these away. I don't really like throwing cards away. That doesn't strike me as a vehicle to victory. It'd be nice if I could do this with like a giant, but I can't do it with a giant. I have to do it with this troll. But I think that's okay. Yeah, I think we figured that one out. All right, let's do our Stream Raiders battle, and we can at least get a 2-1 out of this with any luck. So you guys decided to stack on this side for the boss fight. Let's see if we can do that. Maybe it'll work. Hey, our first draft was a 3-0. I didn't have as much mana troubles. I do feel good about the decision to run 18 lands, though, because, like, most of my draws, all I was ever looking for was lands. To be clear, I don't think that means this is an 18-land format. It's too early to say. But I suspect there will be decks that are very interested in running 18 lands. Yeah. You really want to hit 4 mana, and then you can play the game. The stack was the way to go. Jimmy with the kills, Miklas with the assists. Rewards for Miklas, Orcish, Schmuck, Miori, and Unglued. Victory for Upfish. Doesn't matter which way we go, so I'm fighting Orcs. And I need a quick potty break, so I'm going to let you guys get your units placed. I'll pause the YouTube video, and we'll be back in just a second. Thank y'all for tuning in. With any luck, we can get a 2-1 out of this. Not much. What's up with you, John? Ah! Got him! Look at all this mana. I like it. Right on time, but it's okay. I don't see a huge reason to attack there. They could be sitting on a sandblast. They'd probably have foretold it, but they're going to need to do something this turn. Now I feel like it's a little bit safer to attack. I can at least do something with the creature if the sandblast hits. I got. That was a lot of skipping through turn cycles. I was gonna say there's not much chance that we would want to struggle for Skimfar this turn. And then they play Turgid, and I think I would like that to not be alive, frankly. That seems good. I'm sorry to hear that, Pancake. Weren't the Norse gods a little more human than the Greek gods? All right, chicken. They had to eat magic apples to stave off aging. That seems like they're a little more human. Depends on what you're looking to go for, chicken. I don't particularly care for the sealed payouts personally, but you can do whatever makes you happy. I'm trying to decide if I want to get this and just beat for 9, because that seems pretty appealing. Chat is welcome to provide feedback there. Well, there's top decks if I go this way that just win the game for us. The lower your opponent's life total is, the easier it is for you to win the game. That's a lot of combat tricks, yo. Probably looking to do double spell shenanigans. What's the joy of capitalism? I could see Disdainful Stroke being useful. But like looking at most of their deck, it really only hits Turgid. Yeah, that's not where you want Disdainful Stroke. I think we just run this back. Yeah, the payout on sealed is what scares me away from it. I don't play any standard, so it's difficult for me to have like opinions. $18 lands. Can we hit, please? Oh, well, this is convenient. I can discard 2 snow cards. I mean, the downside is I'm literally just stuck forever with no mana, but... we've got a thing that reanimates snow cards, so it's not a bad thing to have 2 snow cards in the GY. He's looking to kill me with Menacers? I think that means Fang beats it too. I have not tried it. It seems like it would be pretty good though. I don't know why it needs to be instant. But it seems like it would be good. I just haven't had the opportunity to play it yet. I wonder why they didn't attack. I guess because they didn't have their combat trade. What does that do? Nothing, essentially. I guess it blocks one of these. That's good for them. They don't have the +2/+2 trick, or they'd be attacking with the Disciple. So at least we can trade with a flyer. Okay, it's a trick. Gotcha. Less gotcha. Whoa! 2 colors of mana. I don't know about that. That's kind of crazy. What am I supposed to do with 2 colors of mana? That seems a bit exorbitant. This is 3, right? Yeah, it is. I don't want it to be 3, but it is 3. Spread these counters out while we can. I should be good to attack with the Avalanche Caller now. Which is not really something I thought we'd be doing very often, but here we are. And I'll probably attack with this next turn, because I'd really like to leave the snow permanents in the graveyard if I can. You reckon they got a Wrath? I mean, I'm in a position to play around it, sure. Still dead. They didn't have a Wrath. Bye-bye. Okay, we can get a 2-1. So I can draft a deck that will win if it can draw the right ratio of mana and spells. That's a format I can get behind. So for those of you watching on YouTube, I have determined that I like this format. I expect that this will be my favorite one since Ikoria, because this is the type of deck that the type of format that I enjoy. Is one where you're making decisions and the decisions matter. Because I felt like, especially in that first deck, probably more so than this one, but like you're making a lot of decisions and they matter. It's good. It's good. Appreciate you guys tuning in. If you would like to watch the drafts live, you can do so at www.twitch.tv/SemulinChat. Say goodbye to YouTube. But don't worry, there's plenty more drafting to come.